extra horror again. So this is going to be about The Conjuring, and when I say The Conjuring, I mean everything in the universe. Well, I won't really mention the ones I haven't seen yet, even though I want to see them. But I'll let you know when I do see them and my opinion on them, and whenever video comes after I see them. I have not seen Annabelle Comes Home yet, but it's on Redbox, so after I get my check, if I can, I'm gonna get it, because I really want to see it. Really want to see it. It looks so good. And the Crystal of Lorna is on there too, so I might get that too. It's supposed to be part of that universe, and I'm intrigued to see if it's any good, you know. I don't really remember the first Annabelle movie. I think I only saw it once a long time ago, so I probably won't even mention it because I don't remember it. I'm sorry. But my favorite of all the Conjuring movies is the first one. You know, I mean, when there's a series like that, the first one isn't always your favorite because a lot of times they have to explain it. But in circumstances like this, it's a bit different. You know, I mean, sometimes the original is your favorite if there's a bunch of reboots or remakes. But if there's like Harry Potter, the first one they had to go all that explaining. Same with Fast and Furious. So the first one's usually not your favorite when it's a movie like that. But The Conjuring is different because even though they're all in the same universe, they all have the same. You know, they're not really the same. You know, it's hard to explain, but if you've seen the Conjuring movies, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say here. But I love the first one. I don't know why, I just do. First one is where this family, this mom and dad, and 5 girls go move into this new house, and they find out it's haunted. They end up going after. Oh, these are true stories, by the way. I should have mentioned that. Oh, anyways, the mom ends up going to find Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are real life supernatural hunters, I guess you can call them. Lorraine actually just died recently, I think, and Ed died a few years ago. But they were alive up until then. But they ask for their help, and because weird things are happening, you know. I mean, the mom got locked in the basement, and there was someone with her. The girl talked and clapped her hands to make the fire go away. One of the daughters is a sleepwalker, and the ghosts want to use that as a way to attach themselves to her, I guess you can say. And she was like banging up against this dresser, which was there when they moved in. And the oldest daughter it was her room, so she decided to let her sleep with her, and she kind of just quietly brought her there. But then the cabinet was still making the same noise. So she walked over there, and then the other daughter screamed, and then the thing like jumped on the oldest daughter. And then the dad's coming home late at night, hearing his wife and his daughter scream. That must have been scary, just saying. So they get the Ed and Lorraine Warren, and a lot of things happen. A lot. I mean, one of the ghosts attached herself on the daughter again, the daughter that sleepwalks, and they end up losing her for a second. But they find her, obviously. Well, I guess it's a horror movie, so it's not so obvious. Well, it's thriller, actually, not horror. Difference between horror and thriller is horror, there's a lot of blood and gore and killing, and thriller is just mostly jump scares. And sometimes there are deaths, but it's usually 1 or 2, and it's usually not that gory. Like, in the Conjuring, the only death there was the dog. That was sad, though. You know, I mean, the youngest daughter is the one that finds the dog. Okay, that's just sad. I'm more upset about how the dog was found than the dog dying. Because the daughter found her. Anyways, the youngest daughter finds this, what's it called? Music box? And every time the music stops, she sees someone behind her, a little boy, and she thought it was just an imaginary friend. You know, she's a little girl. She's what, 7, I think, 6, somewhere around there. She's young, and she didn't realize it was a ghost. Yeah, Lorraine tried that and got kind of creeped out, but Lorraine also ended up getting locked in the basement and sees this old maid. Well, I think she was like sharpening a knife or something. She's like, she made me do it. She made me do it. And she was watching it through the music box. And then when she turned around, it was gone. When she looked to look back for her, she was right in front of her face. And Lorraine screamed, and she was like, she made me do it. I love that scene. I love the creepy scenes. uh, I really want to watch the movie again. It's on Netflix. But the second one's not on there, sadly. It's not as good, but it's still good. But I should really watch the first one. I mean, Halloween's coming up. I should watch it around Halloween. Because Conjuring's awesome. Anyways, it was just an awesome movie. You know, all of the jump scares and stuff. And then they find out that, the trying to get it out, trying to get the words out. There's one scene where the mom has like Lorraine. It has visions, and Lorraine ends up having a vision that something was wrong with her and Ed's daughter. So they go home and find out that, and she was locked in this room, and the grandma couldn't get it out, couldn't open it, and she saw some old woman brushing Annabelle. Annabelle is one of their scariest cases they ever faced, and they have it this locked box in the basement because the basement of Adeline's house is a magical artifact from every case they ever did. You know, I mean, at the end of the movie, it shows them put the music box in the spot. But Annabelle is in this glass box says, "Warning, do not touch," and because she was one of the scariest cases they ever faced. And and then Ed finally got the door down, and he moved her out of the way just as the rocking chair went and slammed into the wall. And she told them that some woman was brushing Annabelle's hair, and they went downstairs to see, and Annabelle was still where it was. You know, which means those were powerful ghosts, so they were able to get out of that house and use Annabelle to attack the daughter. That's power right there. I mean, not a lot of ghosts can do that. You know, most ghosts are trapped under either a house or a magical object. If it moves around, they move around, stuff like that. But this was different. You know, it was a really powerful being. You know, and that house had more than one ghost, but the most powerful one is the very first one. So I'll get to you on that storyline now. They find out that centuries ago there was this woman who sacrificed her, I think it was a 7-day-old son. He was only 7 days old. And she killed him. And then she went out into the tree outside the house and hung herself. Lorraine ends up seeing a vision there, and she saw some, she turned around and see legs. Just legs. And she saw the ghost. But at first, when it first shows you that, you don't see what she sees. You know, she just looks, and then you don't see and understand why she's looking so scared. But then later on, she explains all the creepy things she saw, including that. But anyways, and then that ghost has been haunting the house ever since. And the other ghosts are hunting it too, but it was mainly her. It's like she was controlling them in a way, you know? I mean, every person that ever came to the house, she attacked the mom and forced them to kill their child. You know, that the maid, that was saying she made me do it to Lorraine, she was talking about that the ghost made her kill her own son, which was the guy that the April, the youngest daughter, was seeing through the music box. Rory, I think his name was. So yeah. And then she almost got the mom to kill the youngest daughter, but was able to save her. You know, by the dad saying how much he loved her, and Lorraine saying, remember that day you told me about, the day you'll never forget, where the whole family was out on the beach having a good time, and they were able to get it back, and Ed was able to crucify the girl to hell. So yeah, happy ending. So, and then the second movie, Conjuring 2, was about, London, a single mom, and 2 girls and 2 boys. 2 daughters, 2 sons. And, the ghost was going after one of the daughters, the second daughter. And Ed and Lorraine Warren ended up going there to help, and they thought it was this old man who died in the chair that was there when they moved in. They thought he was the ghost, but they were wrong, and they ended up leaving because they thought that was just a big hoax from her, because the ghost told her to make them leave, or they would the ghost would kill her family. So she pretended like it was a hoax until they left. But then when Ed and Lorraine were on the train, they started looking through the videotapes because something was off. Oh, I should mention in the beginning, Lorraine was had a vision of this nun, and she asked her what her name was, and yeah, and she had a few visions. I mean, she was like in a basement, I think, and when she asked her name was, and there was a time with the painting. Ed had a dream, I think, and made a painting, and it scared Lorraine. She already had a vision of it, and then she was looking at the painting, and then hands came from behind the painting. Okay, and then grabbed the painting and just attacked her. Yeah. But I should mention the first movie. They kind of took a break from ghost hunting right before that whole case, because Lorraine, she had a really scary vision that kind of took a toll on her, and Ed didn't know what it was, and because since it was a true story, if Ed didn't know what it was, then the audience didn't know what it was. Lorraine didn't mention it. She didn't like to talk about it. In the second one, you actually find out what it was because Lorraine finally told him that it was about his death that really scared her, whatever. But so they my mind's drawing a blank. Okay, I'm on the second Conjuring movie, and they're looking through the videotapes, and they realize that he was trying to give them warning. It was like, she won't let me go. Help me, she won't let me go. That's what it was. Help me, she won't let me go. Help me, she won't let me go. And he said that twice, One time when they were trying to contact him, and then the other time when the girl was like crammed into this box thing, and the ghost had taken toll on her again. And that's what I was trying to say. And that they realized that only powerful things can control a ghost like that too. So it was actually a demon that was possessing her. It was just using the ghost, so everyone thought it was just the ghost. So no one figured out who it was. So they went back, and the daughter was trapped in the house, and Ed found a way in, and Lorraine couldn't yet. So she was someone was trying to break down the door so she could get in too. She didn't want Ed to go by himself, but he did because he had to find her. He had some heat hit his eye or something. I don't know exactly what it was, from a pipe or something. So he went momentarily blind. Well, it wasn't really blind. It's not like he could see anything. It was just all blurry, and he could barely hear too, I think. But he still went on because he wanted to save the little girl. And then Lorraine was trying to figure out, because to get dominion over the demon, she has to know her name. So she was out in the pouring rain, looking up, and she screamed, "What is your name?" And then that's when it dawned on her. She was like, "I asked you what your name is." She was like, "I do know your name. I asked you, and you told me." And then it showed a flashback of when she asked her what her name is, and the thing kind of just screamed. But and she was like, "I wrote it down," because when she was having that vision, she was asleep, and she held the Bible, and she thought she was ruined it. She thought it was just a bunch of scribbles. But then she realized that she had written down the name. So she went to look for a Bible, and she looked at it, and it spelled out Balak. So she figured it out, and that's when lightning struck and hit a tree outside the house. And then all of a sudden, part of the tree came down and just showed this pointy end, and then her eyes just widened, because that was the tree for her vision. I mean, when she saw the vision, all she saw was a pointy thing stabbing Ed in the back, and then when she looked at it, she knew it was that tree. So she knew her vision was about to come true if she doesn't act quickly. She finally found a way in. She finally got in because there was enough of the door mugged down for her to go in. And she ran, and then when she went upstairs, the daughter had fallen out, but Ed had caught her and was holding onto the curtain. And the curtain would keep snapping. So he was close to falling with her. They were both about to fall. And there was a death trap waiting for them, basically. And then she saw the nun, and the nun kind of just used telekinesis to throw her back against the wall, and she couldn't move. And then she was like, "I know your name. That gives me dominion over you." And then she says, "Balak." And then the demon just starts screaming. And she said some other things, but then the demon was vanquished. And she ran and caught Ed and helped him and the girl up. And they were both fine. And yeah, it was a happy ending because everyone survived. Like I said, I don't really remember Annabelle, but I do remember Annabelle Creation at least a little bit. I only saw it once, maybe twice, but I actually own it. Maybe I'll watch it soon. I mean, it is close to Halloween, right? But Annabelle Creation, it was made after Annabelle, but it was actually based before it. I mean, the whole Conjuring thing is so confusing because it started with The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. Actually, no, I think Annabelle came before The Conjuring 2. But anyways, it's it comes out in this order, but the order it came out in is not the order it belongs in. I think on my phone I actually have, my phone's all hot. It was too close to the heater. I want to turn the heater off. Okay. I'm getting too hot for that. Okay, I think I have a photo of what the timeline is. It's kind of older, so I don't think it has the newer movies like Curse of La Lorna and Annabelle Comes Home. But I think I have it somewhere. Just give me a moment. I know I saved it, and I keep my photos kind of organized. It's all under a playlist, and I think I put this under this one. It has to be here. It has to. Here it is. Oh, this one does. Okay, I saved a new one that has the new movies. Okay, so it starts. So the Nun was first, which was the spin-off of the second Conjuring movie. It was about the nun that was the demon. Then Annabelle Creation, then Annabelle, then The Conjuring, then Annabelle Comes Home, then The Curse of La Llorona, then The Conjuring 2. So The Conjuring 2 was the last one, even though it was not even close to being the last one that was made. Okay, so that was the order. So we already talked about The Conjuring 2, and I don't remember Annabelle. I will rewatch it, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about it in another video. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Annabelle Creation. I barely remember that one too. I remember more than Annabelle though. I mean, I remember this girl in a wheelchair. These girls go to this house to find sanctuary or something temporarily, I think. And this girl in a wheelchair is who Annabelle attacked. You know, it's like I can see some of these scenes, but it won't come out in words. Okay, I have to rewatch that movie too. Apparently, moving on. So The Nun. I only saw that once, but it wasn't too long ago, so I should remember it. Probably not. The ones I remember the most is The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, because I've seen those a million times. Those are my favorites, especially The Conjuring. But The Nun goes after, is how The Nun was created, I guess. I guess I don't really remember that one either. I need to rewatch all of these apparently, but I don't own any of them. Conjuring's on Netflix. Conjuring 2 is not, so I have to buy that. And I haven't seen Annabelle Comes Home or The Curse of La Llorona. I don't remember Annabelle at all. Annabelle Creation I remember a little bit. The Nun I remember a little bit. I'm probably definitely gonna make another video too. My mind is drawing a blank. To talk about the movies that apparently I do not remember. I was going to title this video The Conjuring Universe, but if I'm only really talking about the two Conjuring movies, I might just call it The Conjuring and then call the other video The Conjuring Universe, because that's going to get more into the other movies. But yeah, I will definitely rewatch these movies once I get a hold of them. I mean, Annabelle Comes Home, I'll be able, and The Curse of La Llorona I should be able to see soon since they're on Redbox and they just came out, so a lot of you probably haven't even seen them yet. And you have, please don't spoil it for me, okay? But I need to rewatch. I own Annabelle Creation, so I'll be able to watch that one. No problem. Annabelle, I'll have to find a way to get a hold of so I can rewatch it. And same with The Nun. I don't know. Maybe I can find them at the library. We'll see. So yeah, I guess that's all for this video. Because I love The Conjuring. And if you like thriller, then please give it a chance. Because it's really good. And it's based on a true story. The people it's based on is real. Most of them are dead, I think, because it was like long time ago. But they're really good movies, and I love them. The Conjurings are my favorite, as I already mentioned. The other ones are good too, and I have high hopes for Annabelle Comes Home. To be honest, it looks so good, and yeah. I mean, the trailer is like Annabelle attacks again and attacks the daughter and Lorraine. That's what, and because it looks like, because from the trailer, I think one of the daughter's friends accidentally releases her because I don't think they should do sleepovers. I mean, she can sleep over at other people's house, but having people sleep at their house with all those dangerous artifacts just right there in vicinity, that's probably not the smartest thing to do. Because I think it was a sleepover, and one of her friends ended up freeing Annabelle. It's like she was drawn to Annabelle, and because in the trailer it showed one of her friends just looking at Annabelle, even though she wasn't supposed to go to the basement. In the first Conjuring, the Ed told the daughter she's not allowed to go in the basement because it's too dangerous. You know, they have an exorcist go there once a week to make sure the demonic things doesn't, I forgot to mention the second Conjuring. They show the music box again for the first one. He moves it over to make room for a new thing from the second Conjuring. I forgot what it was. Oh yes, I do. It was that thing that they used that brought out the Crooked Man. Anyways, so yeah, I love these movies. And I have to rewatch them. I'll rewatch Annabelle Creation maybe sometime this week or next week, and then I'll find a way to get my hands, because none wasn't that bad. Annabelle, I don't remember I even liked it, to be honest. So I'll get my hands on the Nun and Annabelle and rewatch those whenever I can. And then Annabelle Comes Home and The Little Curse of Little Lorna I'll be able to watch soon. And The Conjuring, I can rewatch whenever I want until they take it off Netflix, which I hope is never. And I hope they put The Conjuring 2 on there soon so I can watch that. If not, then I might just have to buy it on Google Play, which I might do soon because I'm going to want to watch that. So anyways, please like and subscribe and comment what you love or don't love about these movies. If you like thriller, then I recommend them. And if you have seen them, tell me your opinions and what you think and how you feel about them. You know, if you remember some of the other ones that I don't. So please just do that, and I will see you, Friday? Yeah, Friday. So I'll see you around, my lovelies.